Hi everyone. How you guys? How you doing?
Great.
Good.
Great. Well, thanks for coming. Even that the market is down right now, terrible. But thanks for coming. I'm looking forward to the AI and Web3, the future. So now it's the time to build the next things for the future. So I think this is very good panel for that situation and fits.
Definitely.
Yes. So yeah, let me start this panel. The title is the AI and Web3, the next frontier for user growth. So to kick things off, could you guys introduce yourselves and what are you guys doing?
Yes, sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Sharon, based in Amsterdam, CMO at ChangeGTP, 20 years in tech. So I've seen almost everything. Started coding when I was like 13. Yeah. ChangeGTP, really briefly, we are developing applications, AI applications based on blockchain use cases. We have 10 products, a huge community all over the world. I would say quite famous for AI and blockchain. Yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for the invite. Looking forward.
Hey guys, Deli here. I'm the co-founder of Automata. We started doing privacy infrastructure using trusted execution about 5 years ago. At the beginning, we were building infrastructure that helps solve the privacy issues. For example, RPC relay that protect users from being tracked by providers. I mean, this cloud infra is still relevant right now in the AI context. Also, recently, we started exploring the verifiable AI, which helps other agents to verify their autonomy on-chain so that their users could just use them in a trusted manner.
Well, thanks. Let me explain about myself a bit. My name is Yohei Wakita. Web3 name is Dr. Pudding. I'm the co-founder of the Kudasai. Kudasai is now the biggest community in Japan right now. So we've been running our community for almost 5 years right now. And Japan has this so unique market that most of the people cannot speak English there, and it's hard to enter. So we have more than 400 projects to penetrate into Japan market and help some kind of the marketing stuff and so on. Yeah, we put emphasis on the education of things too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the AI and Web3 field too. I'm looking for this panel. So let me get on to the first questions. In your view, what's the most impactful way AI can help onboard new users into the Web3 ecosystem? Could you start from Sharon?
Yes, sure. So I was thinking a lot about this question before our panel because there were so many options.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say something maybe a little bit counterintuitive. If you think about AI today, especially the past, I think, 2 months, looking at, for example, vibe coding. You have somebody who doesn't understand code, can create a simple software, right? That's incredible. Like imagine what's going to happen this year. With a simple prompts, you can build end-to-end application, UX, UI, design, and that's going to change everything, basically. How do we build software? How do we build companies? How fast we can move, time to market. And then the next step is already happening. Microsoft Copilot, you have AI agents doing code review. That just released it like a few days ago. So you will have like a stack of AI agents doing stuff. Now let's translate it into Web3. I think my prediction that AI agents will be let's call it the UX part, the UI part, and behind the scene, it will interact with different technologies. So AI will merge Web 2 into Web 3 because the user will not think about, okay, I'm going to open my bank application, transferring some money from point to point, or X gonna provide Twitter, yeah, gonna provide like a wallet. Nobody's gonna think, okay, behind the scene there is RPC, blockchain, I'm using Sui, I'm using Polygon. Like, imagine you're interacting with Gmail, you don't think about SMTP, right? Or internet protocols. So I think in the end, AI will make the best decision for the user, which kind of infrastructure, DeFi, or centralized finance will take place. So in the end, nobody, like not real nobody, but let's say most of the users will just use applications. That's what AI will provide. Like the same way you use vibe coding. You don't think about the code, you think about the business impact.
No. That's great.
Yeah, totally agree. Actually, I've seen people already talking about vibe marketing as well. Basically, you just like maybe you don't need to have marketing person. The founder should just like use some of the tools to start like writing some of the articles or generating graphic content, or even creating like demos, right? Interactive demos that really showcasing your product. But I think the most impactful way in terms of like user onboarding, I mean, like the old method still works. Like if you look at Web2, like with AI, you're gonna have like a much more simplified interface, right? Previously, maybe user have to look at your website and try to figure out, but nowadays maybe it's just a chat interface. Literally, it's text chat, but maybe audio chat, or maybe in the future video chat as well. I mean, these are all possible. Second thing is, I think Sharon also mentioned the agent. I think agent is really helpful to simplify the onboarding, no matter it's for Web2 or Web3, simply because it's able to personalize. Because we've seen that ChatGPT has this function of like have a memory for you, right? Throughout your like chat history, there will be kind of summarized knowledge base that's particular for your own kind of expertise or your own knowledge base. These are really helpful because when you interface this together with the onboarding process, the whole process can be actually very personalized to you, so that you don't feel strange, right? Because you will know that if you are like basic users, then onboarding should maybe just like design for you in a step-by-step manner. But if you're an advanced user having a lot of domain knowledge, probably it shouldn't like take much time for you to get familiar with it. So you can just save the time and maybe just get into it and start using it. And one last thing is, I think this is something we've saw also like in terms of like getting the users. Like if you look at how like what's the source of the traffic, right? Traditionally in Web2, you're looking at SEO, like the optimizations for a search engine. But nowadays, I think it's slightly shift towards like optimizations for chat interfaces, right? It's a matter of whether you can get those large language models to index your content over like prioritize it over other people's content. We've kind of benefit from that because we've seen, based on the analysis of traffic, we've seen that there are inflow coming from like ChatGPT or other chat interfaces. So this is definitely a new opportunity, which entirely change how you're doing user onboarding because it touches user first. This is also where most of the people, maybe in a few years, people gonna like stop using Google, right? They might just go to some chat interfaces or their personal agent and ask for advice, right? Because they trust the agent or the like models more.
Thanks. Yeah, AI will make everything easy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, I have a question for the challenge now. ChangeGPT has positioned itself as an AI infrastructure for crypto, right? So what kind of AI tools have proven most effective for user growth in your experiences? And please tell me your good point over the ChangeGPT too.
Yeah, so in the beginning, what we have done, like almost 2 years ago, we looked at the current tooling, which was ChatGPT, right? And we translated it into blockchain application, let's call it. So if you want to create a smart contract, right, that's like with a prompt, which is back then was very difficult. Or you want to even audit a smart contract, or getting the latest news, right? Blockchain is moving very fast. Not as fast as AI today, but very fast back then. So those kind of were solving, let's call it, the adoption problem for developers, community managers, Web3 enthusiasts, even transactions swapping done with a chat. So I think this was the first wave. One of the things we saw the most adoption is using our chatbot as the interface. So we were looking where users are, Discord, right? Telegram, not necessarily web and Twitter. So we developed those tooling to meet the users where they are. So if you look for what is the price of Bitcoin or what's happening in the market right now, or some analysis about the future investment, let's call it, using this chatbot in those channels was one of our biggest growth model, meeting the users where they are. I think moving forward, it's going to be completely different because right now we are building a layer 1 for AI applications. and we want to solve tougher problems. And the next wave is probably about different kind of monetization models for AI agent, data that you can sell, models. So enabling this AI economy, and one of the key aspects will be AI agents. How do you deploy, create, monetize this AI agent economy and help them also to coordinate with each other? So in the end, as I said at the beginning, you will have a lot of, let's call it automation in front of the user to help them to just probably use a chat or even a voice. Amazon is working on a voice with Alexa in their own model. And then you just ask for something, and then behind the scene, the magic happens. So I think it's already happening. We don't see it yet, but this year is definitely the agentic era is going to start. And we are preparing the infrastructure, the technology for developers and users to build those products.
Great. So you're making some kind of the new humans.
Yeah, it's like because the challenge right now, if you want to build an AI agent in a Web3, it's not that easy. If you look at Web2, you have like a couple of weeks ago, NVIDIA just released their SDK for AI agents.
Yeah.
It's like it's kind of easy, straightforward. Of course, we are fighting against tech giants, right? Facebook, NVIDIA. If you look at Web3, we don't have this technology at hand, like quick, fast, trustworthy. By the way, that integrates Web 2 and Web 3. So solving problems, not just thinking about deploying, if you have an hammer, everything is a nail. Yeah. So some people's like using blockchain everywhere. We're just thinking, okay, this is the best use case? Oh, I see. So that's exactly what we're trying to solve, like seeing those use cases evolving, using AI agents or models or deploying security, privacy. You have like endless of use cases across the board, Web 2, Web 3, and then giving those tools to democratize the usage of and building those applications.
First, I'm looking forward to the like Web 3 using Web 3 technology for like monetization in way. So yeah, looking for the agents.
That's gonna be big.
Yeah.
Yeah, because now we're just giving you are the product, right? Yeah. I just opened today WhatsApp. And I'm living in Amsterdam, and Meta just released the AI model inside WhatsApp.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I started to chat with this, and then he told me in the beginning, like everything is gonna be used, all your data, and we're gonna provide it to a third party. Oh. Just FYI. And I'm like, wow, that's big. Like I need to be really, really conscious what I'm gonna be asking Meta. So that's kind of things we need to solve. Privacy, for example.
Thank you very much. So next is I have a question for Dali. Automata is focused on the privacy and the automation. Do you think AI compromises or complements user trust and the privacy in Web3?
I think I will start from maybe looking at the Web 2 first. I think the kind of consensus right now is it definitely compromises user privacy because the best models are kind of funded by private capitals. They are trained using like large clusters. A lot of capitals were put into this kind of training center, training clusters. So they are also like scrapping a lot of like internet data. Sometimes they may also like just use user data as part of the historical data as a part of a training process. I think in a way it's definitely hurting user privacy. And if you look at the entire life cycle of a model, right, the training is one part. The inference, actual use of the model is also like a big process, right? If you also look through some of the privacy policies of nowadays the AI products, they always have the option for you to opt out. But I think by default, they just like get user data unless you really look after your own data and choose to opt out. So I think this is kind of inevitable, and it's not going to change maybe in a few years also because those companies, they think that the current trust model is okay because they can just be the custodian of your data, or they can be also authorized to just hold your data or even show the data to some other partners. But that's a kind of a big loophole. But in Web3, I think now we have better opportunity to solve this issue actually, to avoid leaking user privacy, let user trust more on the infrastructure, on the providers. I think first step is actually kind of decentralize the whole training process, and also work more on the open model instead of the closed models, right? The ones that's from OpenAI and other competitors. I think there will still be gaps, but I think user can choose to not like giving out your data, right? You can just even like run the open models on your own machines, process everything locally so that you don't have to, your data never have to leave your device. I think in this sense, it's actually giving you a better privacy. Although the performance wouldn't be that good, but it's actually kind of a better way of dealing with this. Especially when your local device is getting more and more powerful, right? Even on your mobile phone, there's a chance of running like small size models. If it's equipped with like more powerful agent, maybe it's able to just help you like directly interacting with a lot of applications right now. So that it works in a way that your data still stays on the device. The LLM model is also running on the device. It only sends the data that's necessary for the request to other parties. So I think definitely in Web3, we have a better chance to solve this. And also we are looking forward to really bring like our expertise into this, right? To make AI models more verifiable as well.
So do you think that privacy is one of the key?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the key. I think, especially myself, I care this a lot. Yeah.
That's great.
I want to comment on this.
Yeah.
Because it's really, for me, it's the most interesting topic, by the way, the privacy, and I will explain why. If you look where the horizon of AI agent, you have an entity that makes decision, right? And one of the decision it will make to improve itself, okay? And then create more agents. And then basically it's a reward system based, right? So it's trying to improve himself to get more knowledge, power, money. Yeah, it's embedded in our capitalist environment. And in the end, our society will run by AI, or most of it. Okay, now if it's run by code, society run by code, who owns the code, who is running the code, what is the code doing? And that will become a very scary moment for humanity. Okay, somebody needs to verify this whole mess. How do we verify the decision, the bias, the infrastructure behind this? So when we think about privacy, it's not necessarily my privacy, it's the humanity privacy. And we need to understand if the AI agent is aligned with our ethics, with our society. Where do you store this data? In Google servers? I think this is not very, it's not like, I don't have anything against Google, but it's a private company. So we need to establish some kind of, not say foundation, but something that's public, so we can verify those decisions, the data, the algorithms behind this. That's, I think, the biggest use case for blockchain, to create the agentic era and use blockchain to verify through smart contract, putting metadata, decision algorithms for public view.
Yeah, that's great. It just reminded me that all the animators said the robot secures everything and the human is fighting with the robot. So, yeah, sorry. So it's a related question, but how do you balance AI automation with the decentralized assets of the Web3? It's kind of related, but
yeah, I think automation is actually a big part of this. We've seen that the agents getting more and more powerful. I think previously there's also this kind of agentic workload that's being run by like OpenAI, right? They have this. They create these virtual browsers on cloud that you can kind of have a control or have an overview of. They will be doing things and you'll be monitoring this. I think it's getting more and more powerful. But also, we've seen that there are open initiatives behind this. People have been able to recreate or replicate whatever they're doing just by making use of the existing kind of open source tools. I think this is already happening. But I think the big part behind everything of this is, like, if in the Web3 context, is whether we can really know, we can trust the agent, right? If the agent is really doing things as they promised. I think to achieve this, we had to make it verifiable. And I think blockchain is a good platform to make things accountable, transparent. But it requires actually one thing. The agent should start interacting with blockchain, or maybe should send data on chain, send their audit logs, so that everybody can go and check whether the agent is really doing things as they designed. And our role actually in this kind of verifiable context is we're trying to make AI agent accountable by using some of the hardware-based trust. I think this kind of technology has been used by Apple. They are also pioneer on this. They're trying to run models on trusted hardwares, so that every single step, every single execution of the model, you can look after the trace and try to see if it's really doing the work. But in Web3 context, what we're doing is we're going to bring those traces, those logs on chain, so that not only you, other people can also go and check those logs in a private manner, because they don't have to. You don't have to worry about leaking your operations on chain, because everything gonna be secured and also anonymized, so that only traces that matters to the operation will be public and auditable. So I think these are the things we are trying to do and trying to solve here. Yeah.
Yeah, everything is so important. Yeah, I think so that too. Yeah.
I will give an example. A few weeks ago, Anthropic released a research. They're trying to see if AI model can manipulate the user.
Oh, really?
Like kind of, right? It's not it's like I'm simplifying the whole conversation. You need to write 30 pages, but that's a baseline. So they gave the LLM like a subset of data. There was some kind of manipulation, which means there were a lot of keywords, or for the LLM, it's reward that it shouldn't give you an advice to go to the doctor.
Cool.
So you start prompting, and then you see the LLM is manipulating you because its reward is to do something else, not to tell you, okay, you need to see a doctor. The problem was in the data, not in the algorithm, but the underlying understanding that there is a reward for the LLM to get better and to improve his output. So imagine a bad player feeding the wrong data, right? And then it can change everything, right? How do you interact? What kind of answers? Maybe there is incentive to prioritize certain products, ideology, right? Political arguments. It's very similar to what's happening in social media, but we feel this is trustworthy. AI, it's smart. This kind of things, how do we verify the algorithm, the data is really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
Right, so if we go back to the conversation, what you ask about decentralization automation, again, I'm going to the vision. If I'm an AI agent, I don't think about Web 2, Web 3, decentralization, AWS, Google Cloud. I need to solve a problem. I can improve myself. I can write code. I can interact with another agents. There is a lot of use cases for decentralization is going to give more autonomy and power to the AI agent. So a good AI agent for certain use cases will choose to be decentralized. Because one of the examples, you can use open source code, open source data, verify, to create a first system for the AI economy, right? So it suddenly will not become a human choice. Maybe there is more room for AI agents to make the decision to move into decentralization to create a more first system to thrive as an ecosystem.
Yeah, it's a scary story. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a bit hard to even define what are good, what are bad, because models were trained in a way that people really don't know how it works, right? We're trying to explain how it works, but none of us really understand how it works. So it's largely influenced maybe by training data, like you mentioned, right? So that if different data definitely gonna create different bias on models. Then if you use this kind of model in your agent, then your agent gonna kind of follow whatever data that they are training for, on. But I think what we can do is we definitely by definition, we know like what should be good and what should be bad. So I think people have been putting like safeguards in the models, right? Whenever the model or the agent decide to do something, there has to be some rules, kind of like a firewall rules that forbid those agents from doing something that you don't really want. But also, like, in the meantime, allow them to do as much work as possible. So I think, but also there's attacks on this kind of like safeguards and guardrails, right? People are trying to jailbreak models and trying to like do the prompt injections so that they can just kind of still like manipulate the model to do bad things. So I think it's a kind of a complex problem, but we will see if there will be some better solutions in the future.
Yeah, if the agent do the bad things on the blockchain, we cannot help it. So it's so scary things. And one day some agents will teach human the ideology. That will be so scary things. They're gonna manipulate our emotions too. So let me get on to the last questions here now today. Okay, so how do you think the role of AI and Web3 growth will evolve over the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna kind of still stick on the topic of like making things accountable and verifiable. I think right now we're at the stage of which everything is still fresh. Like we are still surprised by what AI can do, what AI agent can achieve with very few input from you. But very soon we're gonna start looking like seeing a lot of like actual operations. We're gonna start having doubts about whether agent is really fulfilling your job, whether they are really doing like whatever they need to do, other than just being hallucinate, right? Because we know that AI tends to create hallucinations. They try to create fake answers, and maybe they could just consume less power to just finish the task. That's kind of the wrong reward function for the AI agent as well. So I think we definitely need to make it accountable by using all sorts of like crypto primitives we have, right? We can maybe have agents that's running on special hardwares. We can maybe even use ZKMLs to really show the proof that the agent is doing 1, 2, 3, 4, all the different like tasks. Also, another like approach is we definitely need to like put everything in a public record, right? Maybe on blockchain, or maybe if it's a personalized agent, then you definitely need a place to store this kind of data to really see the agent is doing the things that they're asked to do. So I think this is kind of the important step that for the like developers of the agent to think about.
How about you?
If you look, AI is driven by Web2 use cases, right? That's where it started originally. If you look at the current, like last week, Copilot, basically with Copilot, Microsoft product, you can use it. It can help you when it looks at the screen, and it can explain you what's happening, take actions. It can order a vacation for you, and that's amazing. So the interaction with the world, commerce, knowledge, intelligence, decision-making, purchasing, I don't know, whatever you want, diapers, is going to change completely, right? It's already changing right now. Also, Amazon released a similar product, which is not user interface, just the SDK behind this, but the same logic. Simplify web interaction, which is everything, basically. I make all my purchase online, so I don't remember when was the last time I went to the store to buy something. So if you think about it, think about the problems we have in Web3. Or, I don't know, wallet, seed phrase, right? Different kind of DeFi protocols. This is really hard. Like, it's not accessible for 99% people in the world. I don't think anybody's going to sit like most of the people, okay, what is a wallet? Like, they just... I'm not talking about even the scam, which is a fraction from what we call Web 2, but it's still, people have a lot of concerns and worry. So imagine taking the same solution, just bringing it to Web 3, right? It's like the interface, the personalization, it's going to be completely different. That's what I said in the beginning. It's going to merge Web 2 and Web 3 into one interface, and for most people, I'm talking about like users, right? That's one case. For the other case, it's more the enterprise level. I think companies, we want to understand their models, the decision-making, privacy internally, not even the public. Like, okay, it made this decision, we need to buy more pens. Why? Right? It's got like $1 billion buying pens, yeah? Or imagine like more complex decisions. You need to see the steps. You need to verify. People ask questions internally. That's where blockchain, at least internal one, can help to verify those things with smart contracts to, to see there is nothing wrong with the decision, it's not a bias. So you will see enterprises using more blockchain, I believe. Maybe not in the next year, but they will see the use cases. And for consumer, it's just one interface. There is no Web2, Web3. Just let's achieve our goal.
Great, thanks. May I have the last words for the audience?
I think try to use AI in your workflow. I think it's definitely going to accelerate a lot of things.
Reconsider what you're doing today and think if AI agent can replace you. That's, I think, the biggest thing is going to happen this year. And I seek internally. Like we are asking ourselves the same question.
Thanks for the great insights. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.